Hey everyone, welcome to this Q&A video. As you can tell by my special guest, my golden retriever puppy Brody. This is going to be a puppy Q&A all about him. Are you sleepy? I swear he sleeps all day long. There we go. Are you comfy now? He's so sleepy because he's still just a baby. He is like 8.5 weeks right now. So we are just going to be answering a bunch of questions all about him. It's kind of hot out right now, so if he gets too hot, I might have to put him inside. All right, question number one is, how did we choose the name Brody? So if you didn't know, Max and I named him Brody, and basically it's just kind of random how we chose the name. I think we were looking for just puppy names for a while, and I remember just like Googling, I guess like best male puppy names or like golden retriever puppy names, because we really wanted a golden, and there was probably like 100 names. I don't even know if Brody was on there. Oh my gosh, he loves doing this. I'm gonna go like this. Wait, hang on. He loves having an elbow to sleep in. Watch, he'll start to like fall asleep. Okay, now he's like awake. But yeah, I remember looking through those, and it wasn't even from one of those lists. I was with my cousin Mandy, if you guys know Mandy, and she kept saying, you can see, she kept saying Brady, and I really wanted a name that I didn't know another dog with that name or like a person. And are you kidding me? And I know some people named Brady, so I was like, oh, I don't know. And then from there we were just like, oh, what about Brody? So that's kind of how we came up with Brody, just kind of random. So it was like Mandy, but I think I was one that was like, wait, what about Brody instead of Brady? This says, what other names were you thinking about? I think I always love the name, I always love the name Tucker, and I really like the name Max for a dog too, and neither of those were gonna work because you guys know my best friend Taylor got a boyfriend named Tucker, so I was like, okay, can't name my dog that anymore. And then Max doesn't work. I swear, like the number one, hi puppy, the number one name suggestion, hi big yawner, was Max on like all these lists. But yeah, Max's name is Max, so we couldn't name our puppy Max. You are just so cuddly. I want him to like put his chin up on my neck. That's what he always does. It's so cute. This says, did you always want a golden? I talked about this before, how I didn't know, or yeah, a lot of these questions, by the way, I feel like I answered kind of in my podcast. If you guys know my podcast, Happy Hour, it's on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, everything like that. I made a whole one about our journey getting a puppy and answered, I feel like, a bunch of these questions there, but in case you don't listen, these were just like the majority of the questions I got. So, did you always want a golden? Max and I were kind of talking about how we don't even know where the infatuation with Goldens came from, but we just like love them. Like the whole time we've been dating, and we would see them on the street and like freak out because I just think they're literally the cutest dogs ever. So yeah, we were just like obsessed. We always wanted a golden, and I don't really know where that came from, but yeah. I got a lot of questions like, is it both your and Max's dog? Why would you get a dog together if you're not married? I saw a couple of those kind of angry, like, this is so dumb, what if you break up, da da da. And I guess that's like a common thing you could think. Like if I saw, I guess, someone that I followed like getting a dog with someone and they weren't married or they were dating, I would think like, oh, like I hope they don't break up, whatever. But I asked Max this question before I started filming. I was like, what would you say to someone that was like, why would you get a dog together if you weren't married? And he was like, well, it's because we plan to get married, and I think we were just like, we are so ready, this is so the right time. We just have wanted one for literally so long, and Max has never had a dog before. So yeah, I think it's like everyone's on their own timeline and schedule. I don't think you need to be married to get a dog. Clearly, we are happy as clams over here. And we're not married, we're dating. We don't plan on breaking up. I know no one in a relationship plans on breaking up, but like, we're very serious, we're very committed to each other and to him. I said to him before getting Brody as a joke, I was like, you know this dog tethers us together, right? He was like, no, it's not Brody that tethers us together, it's love. So there you have it, folks. How long were we looking? I would say over a year, to be honest. Do you want to get down? No, you like cuddling with your mama. It's like a really long time, so that's just why we knew we were so ready and so worth it. Why do we want a boy? This we answered in the podcast too. I think it's really funny. Max says that he just wanted a good boy. He's like, I don't want a good girl, I want a good boy. And I'm like, okay, Max. But I purposely wanted a boy because I grew up with 3, now you guys know Teddy, and I had 2 Great Danes before Teddy, like 3 boy dogs. I don't know why our families just always had males. Are you looking at me? That tickles, buddy. We always had boy dogs, and I've just heard that the gender that you're used to having, just kind of stick with that because it can be easier. Like, that's just what I was used to, so that's why I wanted a boy, and he's the best boy ever, as you can tell. I don't know what else he likes licking, you guys. Watch, he's gonna start licking this. Are you not gonna do it on camera now? I feel like he's been so obsessed with my phone and like the case and just like licking and stuff. I bet it's because the, like, it lights up. Like, I'm reading questions off of here right now. Like, I feel like since it's a, I don't know how to describe it, like a screen, he gets all excited when it's on the ground. He's always like pawing at it and looking at it and everything like that. Which reminds me, you guys, that I know I'm gonna get questions whenever I do like a Q&A, and you can see my phone in my phone case while I'm reading the questions. I always get questions, where's your phone case, Mom? Blah, blah, blah. So I just want to shout out Casetify. Thank you so much, Casetify, for sponsoring this video. I am obsessed with your cases. I have been for years now. Where are you going, boy? Are you turning around to look at me? Do you want to lay like this? Okay. Mommy loves you. So basically, this is from Casetify. I think this is like the first one I ever got. I've like gone back to the beginning, guys. I've like filtered through all of my cases now. This is one of the customizable ones with glitter, and I think it's so much fun. I literally love this one. But I grabbed a couple other ones to show you guys. This one isn't the impact one, but actually like the rest of mine are the impact. That one's definitely my favorite because it has military grade drop protection, and I always say that I want to show you guys like the drop test because I always see other people on YouTube doing a drop test with their cases, but I literally can't because if you can see through the glitter, this phone is cracked because I cracked it before I got my Casetify cases. But yeah, the impact cases. Here, let's put you down for a second, buddy. Why do I? Bye. Here are a bunch of the impact ones you guys have seen on my phone before. This one, I don't even know if I think this is like the only one I haven't put on my phone yet. I customized it and I thought it was so fun. It says Gretchen in rainbow. This one you guys know I had on in the spring. It's like a floral one, and basically these ones are the best because it protects your phone so much. I know over 6 feet if you drop it. It's just so nice how thin and sleek they are without making it literally so ugly and thick, but it's still so protective and so cute. You guys know I had this one on for a while. Everyone kept asking if it was me, and I started just being like, yeah, it is me. No, it just looks like me. Which reminds me, like that one, this one, there are thousands of different artists and collaborations on there, so there's so many phone cases to choose from. And then this one I also customized. I would get so many questions about this one. I'll show you guys on the screen here how I customized this one because I get so many questions about this one with my name. I think this one's really cute. This, I feel like, is one of their really popular ones. It's just all glitter. So another question I always get, like literally probably my most frequently asked question, is what my code is for Casetify. And it's funny because it's always been the same. If you guys go to casetify.com/Gretchen, you'll get 20% off of your Casetify phone case. So yeah, I would so recommend. Obviously all my phone cases are Casetify. This says tips for the first night and day home. So my best 2 tips probably is a snuggle puppy. That's something that literally everyone and their mother recommended to me. They're like, you need to get a snuggle puppy when you get Brody. It just helps so much when they, I guess when you're crate training them, but even if you decide not to do that, just like sleeping in general, because they're so used to, just got Brody a toy. Back to what I was saying, snuggle puppy. It just makes them, I feel like, so much more comfortable and less anxious, because if you think about it, they have probably been sleeping with their mom and litter mates for their whole life. So when you separate them from that and bring them home, they can be really anxious, have separation anxiety. So yeah, snuggle puppy, just look it up. You can see what it does. It's amazing. It has like a little heartbeat pack inside and like a little heating pad, so it just makes them sleep so much better. The other thing, this is what we just learned through experience. Max found out once he put a nightlight next to his crate, he actually was sleeping a whole lot better. So I would recommend a nightlight. I never knew that like if it was too dark he would be scared, but we swear by the nightlight. We think it helps him sleep a lot better. Sorry everyone, Brody's now inside with Max. I just didn't want to be distracted. Really couldn't be like focusing on him. All right, how much energy does he have / temperament? His energy / temperament is very much how you saw when he was sitting in my lap. He's so calm, he's so zen and like sleepy. I would say he doesn't have that much energy. I would say he has like bursts of energy during the day that last like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then he has to sleep for like 5 hours because he's so tired from it. I'm not even kidding. We'll like run around in the backyard with him for like 5 or 10 minutes and he like falls asleep on the grass. Like he just like can't keep his eyes open. And I think it's because at 8 weeks, like they're basically like a newborn. Like he's just like a little baby. So he's so sleepy. I remember Teddy, our golden doodle, being really sleepy in the beginning, but the energy came and he got very like excitable and just had a lot of energy all the time. But Brody hasn't really been like that yet. Like he gets kind of chewy and in like a feisty mood, but we'll just play with him, run around, give him toys, and then he like falls asleep again. So yeah, he's way more calm and sleeps way more than I thought. Like I swear he sleeps like 20 hours a day and is awake for like 4. So yeah, I guess it really just depends on like the exact dog that you get, not even the type of dog, because I guess Teddy is half of what he is, a golden retriever, and he was a lot more crazy, I feel like, than Brody is. But we will see how that changes in the next couple of weeks and months. This says, how much does he shed so far? So he actually doesn't really shed yet. I think they're puppy fur. It comes out a little bit, but it's just like little tiny fuzzies, like it's just puppy fluff. But I know when his adult like fur hair comes in, whatever you call it, they shed a lot. And I've seen photos of after you brush a golden for a while, it like is a big hairball the size of like the dog. It like, they literally shed so much. So he really doesn't shed yet. I tried brushing him and like nothing came out on the brush. So that's one good thing about him being a puppy, is that it's only like little fuzzies. This says, how good are the cuddles on a scale of 1 to 10? Like literally a million on a scale of 1 to 10. They're so amazing. He's so sweet. I feel like you can only tell a little bit, but when you're like cuddling with him, he will usually just fall asleep, and he'll fall asleep with his head like in my elbow, or he'll like lean his chin all the way up on like my chest or my neck, and he falls asleep and he just like looks up at me and I like could cry. It's so cute. This says, will he get a brother or a sister? I plan on it. I really want to. I'm just like so obsessed with him, more than I ever even thought I could be. And I know they recommend, I think especially with golden retrievers, that you have another one or else they'll get lonely and sad. So I plan on it. Not anytime soon, but in the future. Okay, there's a lot of questions about like his coloring, so I kind of just wanted to talk about that in general, and like the color of him. And people were like, oh, I want his color, like are there different types? Like, is that a dumb question? No, it's not a dumb question. I feel like I was kind of confused when I first started looking into goldens too, because I'm like, I know some are darker, some are lighter, like what's the situation? So my understanding is basically that there are like the red ones that are like the really dark, like golden-y red-ish brown color ones, like the really dark goldens you see. And those, like they're, in my mind, they're like 3 different kinds. Correct me if I'm wrong. But those ones tend to be a little bit smaller. And yeah, that's just the color. They're like the red ones. And then they're like the American golden color. I think it's called like the American golden, like his color. And he's just gonna be very like tan golden color. And then they're the English cream. And I know that that's what those ones are called. And those are almost like the white looking ones. So when you see golden or golden puppies that are like really dark, or like I would say like medium tan color like Brody, or like a really light whitish color, it's because those are the different colors, if that makes sense. So I knew that I wanted just like the classic golden color, so that's what we went with Brody. But we could have ended up with an English cream, and I will talk about that in a moment. I think I answered questions about that. This is, what items did you bring with you when you picked him up? So I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget anything, and we went overboard. But here you go. This is what we brought personally. His leash, a collar, his harness, doggy wipes, towels, blankets, his food, bowls, water, his crate, treats, and toys. Way too much. Like, you literally would be fine with just a blanket or a towel, or like nothing, to be honest. Well, it depends how long you're driving. But we wanted the leash, collar, harness, just so we could take him out on the way home. And his collar is actually like really too big for him already, which we can't believe because we thought it was so tiny. His harness is like a little big too, but we've been using the harness obviously for walking. Harness is better and it fits him a little bit better. And the leash, so those I would say are like necessities. The doggy wipes you don't really need, we didn't even need to use, but just in case. Everything is kind of just in case. Towels, just in case. Again, we use the blankets. just to like hold him, and he literally slept the whole way. I think we used the bowl too because we gave him some water. We didn't feed him though. The food I knew we definitely wouldn't need. You don't want to feed them when they are traveling, or it's just like a recipe for them getting sick. Same with the treats, but again, I just wanted them like in case, and I don't know, in case, like I knew exactly what type of food he needed, but in case I wanted to like show the breeder like, oh yeah, we got his food, or like this is the right type, right? But I already knew that it was. Water, like I would recommend that. Like we just had a water bottle for him. His crate, also really not needed. We didn't use it at all. Sorry if you can hear the wind. I feel like it's picking up back here. I'm like in a forest in my backyard. But the crate we had in the trunk, literally just in case there was like an emergency that we would need to put him in there for like safety. I don't know. We just had that in case. Didn't use it at all. And toys we did use. I would recommend having those. It was fun to like have him play with toys. And treats, we actually didn't even give him any on the ride home because we were like, we don't want him to get sick. And he actually doesn't even like treats as much as I thought he was. I feel like he's not that obsessed with them. This says, how did you pick him against the rest, in person or virtually? So I don't even know if I wrote this down specifically, but I said I would talk about it. So against the rest, so by the rest, I'm assuming you mean his litter, and he was one of 8. So there are 4 boys and 4 girls, and we wanted a male, so that already narrowed it down to 4. And then I told you I wanted one of the darker ones. So in our litter, the mom was like a more golden-y, like darker golden color, and then the dad was one of the like white looking English cream ones. So 4 of the puppies ended up being kind of like a darker golden, and then 4 of them were like an English cream, if that makes sense. So out of the 4 boys, 2 were like kind of a darker golden color that I wanted, and 2 were like a lighter color. And so basically we were only down between 2, and we really liked that Brody had a little white spot on his head and he just looked a little more fluffy, so we were like, okay, we want that one, and that's how we picked him out. And because of the coronavirus, we actually had to pick out virtually, which was so tough because we were so excited to go and like be able to meet them all and see their personalities and stuff, but we literally didn't get to do that. And by virtually, it wasn't even like on FaceTime, it was just through photos, and that's just how we had to do it. So we were like, okay, like I said, we really off the bat had it narrowed down to 2, and then just by looking at them, we were like, okay, we really like the little white spot on his head, he looks so fluffy, we want that one. So that's how we did that. This says, how is crate training going? Do you let him sleep with you? No, we don't let him sleep with us, as tough as we knew it would be. I remember Max always being like, come on, like I'm gonna let him sleep with me, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, we need to crate train him. I just know that's what's best for them. I know everyone is like opinionated one way or another. My mom actually didn't crate train Teddy. I think she did crate train our first 2 Great Danes. I know it's just like preference, and there are like opinions both ways, but personally I just thought crate training him would be a really good idea. It's like their little home base. That bird is really loud if you hear that. Sorry. I thought it would be like his little home base. They're like animals that really feel safe in like a den. Like they have like a den instinct. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, or like a little nest. They like being in little places that feel like home and comfortable. So crate training them can be a really good idea, and just like a safe place for them. And when they're not old enough that they're like potty trained yet, or you can't keep them safe in the house with like, you don't know if they're gonna get into something or chew up something because they're not like perfectly trained yet and they're still really young, it can just be a really helpful tool. We are crate training him at night. He doesn't sleep with us, and it's really sad, and we're always like, we just want it to be morning, we want him to wake up so we can be with him again. But it's actually going really well. There's a lot of questions like, how is crate training going, tips on crate training. So it's going really well, better than I thought. And my tips would be like, you just have to be really persistent, consistent, stay strong, because it can be really hard. Your puppy will whine and yelp and miss you and have separation anxiety, but we just have his crate in our room. We always have it with us in our bedroom, like right at the end of the bed, so that he can see us and still feel close to us. And whenever he whines, we're like, it's okay, buddy, it's okay, good night, we love you, we're right here, it's okay. And we can kind of like soothe him back to sleep. And my best tips would be stay consistent and just be really patient, because it can be really tough again. But from the first night, the snuggle puppy helped a lot. And I feel like Max calls me the dog whisperer, because he says I feel like I'm just so good at talking to him and just trying to like soothe him. When he gets in there, he can be really anxious, he just wants to stay with us, like he's nervous, he's, you know, stressed, he doesn't want to be in there all like locked up. So I would put him in there, I would keep the door open, and I would get him to fall asleep before I close the door, and then he'd hear the door close and get stressed again. But I would kind of like soothe him, he'd fall asleep, and then once he was asleep, I would get back into bed. The first night Max actually slept on the ground next to Brody, next to his crate, because it was his first night and he was just like so anxious. But ever since the first night, like the second night and on, we sleep in bed, he's at the end of the bed, and we just kind of have to like soothe him to sleep before we close the door. So I know this will get better with time, but in case you're wondering specifically, I literally just sit outside of the door, make sure he stays in there. Before he falls asleep, when the door is open, I am just like petting him, trying to soothe him. I'm like, it's okay, buddy, I love you. We always say, it's bedtime, Brody, it's bedtime, good night, we love you, you're good, like it's okay, lay down, we're right here, good night, it's bedtime, Brody, good boy, good boy. A lot of encouragement, good boy, when they're like laying down, falling asleep, everything like that. So sorry, that was a lot about that, but I know crate training can be difficult, and I feel lucky that we've had success so far. But yeah, sometimes in the night on like potty breaks, when he comes back in, he has like all this energy because he was just sleeping and he wants to stay up, and it can take like literally 15 or 20 minutes for me to like get him back to sleep. And again, you just can't get frustrated or like angry. I just keep going with it until it works. Like it's just like, good night, good boy, it's bedtime, we love you, Brody, stuff like that. Okay, this says, how is potty training? Also easier than I thought, knock on wood. He's only had number 1 accidents inside and not number 2 yet, because I know that would be like a lot harder, and we literally just take him out so much that it's difficult for him to potty inside. And like the 3 or 4 times that he has peed inside, we are kind of like, okay, that's our mistake for not taking him out enough, or like, oh, we just weren't thinking, he went potty but he came back in and drank a bunch of water, and so we should have taken him out again like 5 minutes later, you know, but we like weren't thinking. So it's like things like that, and you just kind of have to, like, as the owner, put it on yourself. Like, we're like, it's not his mistake, it's our mistake that we didn't bring him out, like it's our fault kind of thing. And like, it is. Puppies are really small. He's 14 pounds and has a little bladder and a little body and a little stomach, and he needs to go to the bathroom a lot. So yes, it's not that bad. This says, how much does he get up in the night? So I remember hearing from the breeder, like, they're so small, and she's like, on the way home just stop every like hour and a half. And I remember my mom saying, yeah, with our puppies I'd always get up probably like every hour. So I was like, oh boy, we're like really not gonna sleep. But Brody, actually, from the beginning, I think the most he can go at a time is like 3 or 4 hours when he's sleeping. We would never wait that long during the day when he's like up. Like, we'd probably go, I don't know, every 30 minutes or an hour. It just kind of like depends on like if he just ate, if he just drank. We like to bring him out right after that, because they probably will go to the bathroom after they eat and drink. But yeah, it kind of like depends on the night and like the last time they ate or drank. We try to cut off the water in the evening so that he doesn't have to get up as much, but we've actually been really bad at that because he goes near his water bowls and looks like hungry and thirsty, and we're like, he's a growing puppy, and we just like give him more food and water anyway, and we're like, we're gonna bring him out anyway every couple hours. So how much does he get up in the night? Honestly, less than I thought. He would literally anywhere between like 2 and 4 times. We try to stay up pretty late just to like minimize his time in the crate. Pretty late, I mean like 11 or 12. I would like to go to bed earlier, but I just don't want him in the crate for too long, and we bring him obviously to potty right before he goes in there. And we kind of have a mix between like, he wakes us up when he's whining / alarms, just to make sure that he won't go in there though, because when they're in the crate, they don't want to go to the bathroom in the same place that they're sleeping. You got to make sure that the crate is like the size of them when they're laying down though, because if they have too much space, they will go to the bathroom in there and then just like sleep in a different spot. So we have a bigger crate, and we just have a divider in there so that he won't go to the bathroom there. He's never gone to the bathroom there, it's not an issue. But yeah, like every now like 2 or 3 hours we'll set an alarm, or he'll wake us up before the alarm or whatever, and that's when we bring him out, if that made sense. That's kind of like our process. This question is, did he come trained? No, he was 8 weeks old, baby puppy, no training, and that's on us. I think the breeder even said to us, just know that like 30% of him is like who he is, but like the other 70 or something like that is on you, and it's like your responsibility, which we completely know. This says, has he been therapeutic for you? Oh my gosh, yes. And like, I don't know how many days has it been, 5 days, but he is just freaking the best dog ever. And I already find myself literally just so much more joyful and so happy. Like, every experience is just like better with a dog, and he makes me so much more present, because you literally have to be in the moment, kind of like reactive to him, taking him out, playing with him. Like, he relies on you, and everything that you're doing is, you know, to keep him happy, safe, alive, everything like that. So I don't know, it's literally just the best. Like, I'm so present, I'm so happy, I'm like so busy, I'm so active, like I literally don't have time to sit. And yeah, it's a lot of work, and yeah, you're busy, but I'm someone that like, I feel like thrives off of being busy anyway. Not like, I'm not about the culture that's like overworking and like grinding and like too much of that. What I mean is like, me as a person, if I have too much time, like free time, I feel like I just get bored and unproductive and not efficient and just like sad. I don't know, it's like good for me to have things to do, like a schedule. They really put you on a schedule, so that's really helpful too. This question is, has your and Max's relationship changed? Yes. We're a lot more tired. We literally fall asleep the second our head is a pillow. I try to like talk to him at night. I'm like, wow, I feel like we didn't even like talk today. Like, I didn't even get to hug you or kiss you once, because we're just like with the puppy, like running around all day, taking him outside, feeding him, playing with him, bringing him places, bringing him on the boat, bringing him in the car. Like, there's so much going on that I just feel like we interact less, and it's just more about the puppy. But it's like good. Like, we both are just so happy and love it, and it's like the best thing ever. So I feel like our relationship has changed a little bit, but we spend so much time together that like it's totally fine. And if anything, we're just like that much more grateful for our relationship, our lovingness towards each other, and also our son Brody. So if anything, it's changed for the better, and we'll just be like, wow, like the little three of us, our little family is like our whole world. We're so grateful. So it's been really good. This question is, what is something silly he does? I'll insert a video right here. Sometimes he will sleep on his back and he'll like move his legs around, and it's just like so funny. Or we'll find him in his crate in the middle of the night sleeping on his back with his legs up in the air like that, and we're like, is that comfy? And it's just so cute, and I think it's really silly. This question is, what's his favorite toy and snack? So I did like crazy amounts of research for like the year that we were looking, like more than anyone probably should or has to. Like, I just remember for hours researching like doggy poop bags and seeing like, okay, these ones are like more expensive, but are they worth it? And these ones are cheaper, but this has like the double line, this is only like the single, or the double seal, the single seal. These ones are black, which is nice. A lot of people's are green, but I don't personally want to be able to like see through it. Some people don't care. Like reading the reviews, like I got into it, like, as you can tell. Like that was just poop bags. I was really researching the treats as well, because I didn't want anything that could be like harmful or sensitive to especially golden retriever stomach or puppies in general, stuff like that. So I literally did so much research. That being said, we have a couple treats that are like very clean and I think good for him and puppies in specific, and we've actually found out we had some bigger ones that we were breaking up and he didn't seem to like them, and we have this one bag, I forget the brand, but it's like chicken sweet potato, and they're tiny little like kibble size, like puppy kibble size, but it's like a treat, and it's really squishy and soft, and he really likes those. They must taste and smell good, and they're just really little and soft and good for his mouth because he's still so tiny. So I think the bigger ones that we were breaking up were maybe even like too hard for them, and he wasn't really interested in it. He would kind of like lick it and then like not eat it. We're like, is he okay? Like, why isn't he eating his treats? But he likes that one type, the like chicken sweet potato. And his favorite toy, I would say, is either his squishy avocado. He really likes, like, honestly, all the ones we got him. His little rope toy. He likes his little pink bone. It helps him with teething. He doesn't really seem to care about the chocolate donut, which I love the chocolate donut. But yeah, he likes some of Teddy's too. He's been like eating Teddy's little toys. Not eating, playing with, biting on, you know what I mean. This question is, are you giving him people food? No, we've been really good with that and just strict with that. I feel like my parents or just other people I've seen with their dogs are kind of more lax on it, or I'll see like Lucy give the rest of her tortilla to Teddy, and I just like really don't want to do that with Brody, because I feel like all dogs have like sensitive stomachs, but I feel like in specific, well, our Great Danes always did. I know golden retrievers can, especially as a puppy. I just don't want to mess with it and give him any human food. I also know off the bat, I did lots of research, like I said, I think everyone knows chocolate isn't good for dogs. I also read avocados, grapes, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting another one, stuff like that. There's like a bunch that aren't good for them, so it's just best, like dogs, you're supposed to have dog food, give them what's made for them. He has his kibble, he has his special dog treats, and yeah, that's that. and he gets like literally a treat or two a day. Like we barely give him treats because I know too many treats can cause them to obviously like gain weight. It's not good for them. It can upset their stomach. Last question. When, in your opinion, is the right time to get a puppy? Mic drop. I thought this was a good one to include. Sorry if like lighting is changing back here. I feel like it kind of reminds me of the question like, when's a good time to have a baby? Or like, when do you know, how do you know you're ready to have a baby? And obviously baby is so different than a baby puppy. But I think if you're gonna wait until you feel like 100% and the stars are aligning and everything's right and everyone is telling you like you're ready, you're good to go, it's never gonna happen. And I feel like that's what people always say about a baby. It's like, we never knew we were 100% sure and ready. It's like, you just kind of are like, okay, now could be a good time, and you figure it out. And I mean, I feel like specific with me and Max and obviously everything going on during the world, like in quarantine when you're really staying home, it's such a good time for a dog. And I know a lot of people kind of like felt that way. But also, even as life goes back to normal, or like normal life, say, without a pandemic going on, with what I do, I'm just home a lot and I work from home. So I feel very blessed and lucky that working from home allows me to have a dog and like be with it all the time and care for it, when I know a lot of people that work 9 to 5 worry about that sort of thing because they would have to get a dog sitter or a doggy daycare or stuff like that, and you don't want to like not be with your dog when you're working. I like honestly couldn't imagine. Like I want to be with him right now. Like I miss him, and when he's sleeping I'm sad and I want him to wake up. So yes, I feel very blessed for that. And also with what Max does when he's in the off season, obviously not working at all, always home, and even when he's in season playing hockey, they just have a lot of free time. So it just made a lot of sense, and we were like, now sounds good. And honestly, we were really waiting until we weren't long distance anymore because we didn't want to get a puppy. Oh my god, the lighting is getting so weird. This is better if I get closer. We didn't want to get a puppy when we were still long distance. Obviously that would be very difficult. So right as we stopped being long distance, like this spring, we were like, okay, we could do it now because we know that we will live together forever from now on, and we won't be long distance again because I can live anywhere with what I do. So yeah, we don't have to be long distance, and we get to be together, and we've been together because we wanted to, and it just seemed like the perfect time for a puppy. And I know everyone has their opinions and you can be angry and say what you want, but we knew we were ready. Brody's really happy, everything's good, and yeah, it's been like, even, I don't know how to describe it. It's not easy having a puppy, raising a puppy, training a puppy, taking care of a puppy. It's not easy, but when it's something that you love so much and really want to do, it's like fun. And me and Max love staying busy and like doing things and being active with him, and just like love him so much. Like Max is literally obsessed because he's never had a dog. I have never had a dog of like my own, so it's just like different. Even though I've grown up with dogs, it's just different when it's like all yours. Wait, did I even answer earlier? Yes, we are splitting 50-50. Oh, I did say that, and I was talking about we are ready even though we're not married. And I did say this in the podcast too, but like literally 50-50. Like we split the cost of everything for him, and yeah, we are just like, that just makes the most sense. Like we both want half ownership, but like full ownership together. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's everything about Brody. That was like the majority of your guys' questions. I'm realizing I feel like I was like looking around so much. Sorry, I feel like I'm like thinking, and I'm like this, like thinking of the treats, or like, yeah, there's a lot going on this back porch. For any of you, does this back porch make you like nostalgic? Because it does for me, because I would film videos back here like junior year of high school, and here I am as an adult with a boyfriend and a puppy. Like, it's crazy. Life's crazy, but I'm so happy, and I'm gonna go inside now and go cuddle with Brody because I miss him. But yeah, that's my puppy Q&A for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.